Now we got to get to, if we want to finish before you have to go, we got to get to the Conspira3 game. So,
Yep.
Jack, you have one prepared for us as usual.
I have one right here.
All right, here we go. The Conspira3 game.
Oh, I forgot to check with Mikey.
We're facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
It's time to play the Conspira3 Game.
I love conspiracy theories.
Here on the Josiah Show.
From outer space, from another planet.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Now, Jack once again has the Conspira3 game ready.
Yep.
My favorite segment on the underground, quirky and hilarious
Punk
innovative
rock show.
Jesus, man.
My bad.
Okay, that one seemed like that one seemed like the mic just being stupid. So okay, you get a pass on that one.
No, this is
Thank
the
you,
ninth.
thank
you.
The ninth episode of Conspira3. Do you think we'll do it next week?
Probably not. In fact,
Okay, because I was
well,
hoping
actually,
we get to 10.
the funny thing is the next two episodes are going to be like mostly the Chris Chan stuff, but the final episode, I'm not going to make like a plan of like we're going to do this amazing thing. So the last episode will probably be the 10th one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. What do you got today for us? Jack?
All right, so the theme today. Wait, let's remind the viewers what it is again. So essentially, the Conspira3 game is a game where I got 3 conspiracy theories right here, ready to tell Josh and Josiah about. One of them is just a normal conspiracy theory, got it off online, people are discussing it, right? One of them was a conspiracy theory that turned out to be true, and the last one I just made up. Just made up in my own brain.
Damn.
Okay? And their job, so essentially the goal of the game is to guess which one's which, and that's what I'm going to make them try and do here.
Right.
They've gotten way better since the first one. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, Josiah, you failed the first one completely. And now, like,
yeah.
by episode 10, I think you guys have, like, beaten me, like, 4 times now.
Yeah, I think I've gotten 3 out of
Perfect
3
answers.
the last 2 times. So
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, with this theme, I think you're going to go 3 for 3.
I'm gonna
You can
try.
Go hat trick.
I'm gonna try.
You can go hat trick like SpongeBob and Patrick because the theme is SpongeBob.
You know, I'm gonna say
Oh,
you might have been drunk at the time, but I think you told us you were doing that before.
I did. I mentioned it last week.
Oh, I thought you said it was supposed to be. Oh, okay. All right. I thought you said it was supposed to be a surprise.
I
I
don't know.
missed it. I don't know.
I just told you the theme. I think,
Okay.
yeah, I remember telling. I'm surprised you forgot it.
No, I mean I'm ready. I can do it, but I don't. Although I will say, frankly, I'm not really even like an expert on SpongeBob, so I don't think there's any. I don't think my chance of winning this.
Yeah, but both of you are very familiar, and I think
I have a
Mi-
lot
Mikey
of
would
years of
win. I mean,
experience of
Mikey would
watching
know.
yeah, I
SpongeBob.
should have ran it through Mikey. He would have made some good changes. So if you guys get it perfect, I'm blaming it on that.
All right. Well, that's fair enough.
All right, here we go. The first SpongeBob conspiracy theory. This one's called Nuclear Bikini.
All right.
All right, this is
Sounds
what I
good.
like to call this one. Essentially, this conspiracy theory posits that SpongeBob SquarePants and where the whole show takes place, Bikini Bottom, is a result of nuclear radiation from the real-life test zone carried out at Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. Now, keep in mind, if this is one of the proven ones, that means the way I'm gonna say it's proven, right? Because these aren't like actually conspiracy. This is a kids show.
Yeah.
The way they're actually proven is if Steven Hillenburg and the creators actually confirmed it. Okay, so one of these is totally confirmed. This is
Okay.
Nuclear Bikini, and essentially that's kind of the gist of it. The Bikini Atoll, located in the Pacific Ocean, was part of the Marshall Islands, and between 1946 and 1958, the United States conducted a series of nuclear tests at this site. This is all proven. This is all confirmed, including detonated atomic bombs on the surface, underwater, and in the air. And the theory suggests that SpongeBob and the whole world of SpongeBob takes place in this place. It's called Bikini Bottom, right? You see some fallout and a bunch of, like, they live in a bunch of old, parts and metals and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it says that this is where it actually is in the show. Thoughts?
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I've
eager.
definitely heard this theory
Yeah.
around when I was a kid, right? About they dropped nukes over there and they got all mutated and stuff, and
Yeah.
that's how they can talk
They
and
can
walk
talk,
and do
you know.
everything, So I don't know like how true it is though. I've never heard like a confirmation per se. I don't remember if Steven Spielberg ever confirmed it, but
Hillenburg.
Oh.
Steven Spielberg is like, dude, imagine the
that's an actor.
SpongeBob directed
Okay.
by Steven
Mr.
Spielberg.
Spielberg,
My
do you
bad.
think that SpongeBob takes place under Bikini Atoll?
okay, whoever. But
Close enough, Yeah.
I think that might be the theory that is proven, but I'll wait till I hear the next two theories. Before
Yeah,
I
see, that's kind of the
my
game. You
answer.
gotta know everything. You gotta put
Yeah.
everything kind of you gotta compartmentalize it.
I'll say I've heard that before, that idea, so I know you didn't make it up, but it was the theory that he confirmed that Stephen Hillenburg confirmed that it's like a reference to Bikini Atoll, or that they look all screwed up and crazy things happen down there because it's because it's the
Both.
nuclear testing.
Both. Any sort of confirmation on this
Oh.
would make it real.
I think it's real then, yeah. I
Okay.
believe so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Good discussions. Let's move on to the second one. Dude, I just flipped my phone around. I almost showed you guys like since I color coordinate this stuff.
Yeah.
So imagine if I turned it on. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know all the colors of what all of them are supposed to mean already. I could have got them.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. All right, this one I'd like to call, Sponge.
Yes, but
This
that
theory, this is the SpongeBob is queer theory.
Oh.
Okay. Whoa,
Okay,
hold on.
yeah.
Josh just gave me a crazy look.
Yeah,
I mean, he really does like Squidward.
So basically,
Yeah,
this
gets
theory
really
posits
touchy.
that SpongeBob is queer, right? Self-explanatory. And that one of the key aspects that fans point to in the support of this theory is SpongeBob's nonconformity to traditional gender roles or expectations. Specifically, they talk about all his episodes with Sandy, especially the early ones. It seems like they should be kind of like interested in each other, but nothing ever happens. There's no romance plot. There's nothing like that. His personality traits, enthusiastic, flamboyant, often cross boundaries typically associated with gender or sexual orientation. SpongeBob does not fit traditional masculinity norms, making him more fluid in terms of his identity, right? They also talk about the idea with Patrick and their close relationship.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? They live
Best
next to each
friends.
other. SpongeBob's relationship with Patrick Star is best friends, central to this show. Absence of romantic interest. SpongeBob's fashion and appearance. I don't know about that one. Basically, that's kind of the gist of the whole theory, is that SpongeBob is queer. What do you guys think?
I think it's a real theory. I've heard those kind of. Here's the thing. I think it's a real theory, and I've heard those kind of thoughts before, so I know that one's real as well. But the question is, but the reason I can't say if it's confirmed or not is because it may be confirmed. Because do you remember back in like 2021 or 2 or something like that when Instagram Nickelodeon made some Twitter post that was something like Happy Gay Pride Month or something, and they showed a bunch of characters who I guess are gay, and they included SpongeBob. But the thing is, he was like painted rainbow colors. So people say, well, it wasn't trying to say SpongeBob's gay. It was just trying to say that it's just a representation for Gay Pride Month. So I don't know if that counts as. I think it's a real theory, but not confirmed, because Nickelodeon, I think, had to say they weren't trying to say he was gay, but they also didn't want to say they don't think that he's not gay. Although, frankly, I don't even get why there's so much discussion about it. Just like, I mean, he's a cartoon character, like he's not actually out there like making out with men or whatever, at the bar. So, but I think it's a real theory, yeah, but not real.
I mean, what do we mean by SpongeBob is queer? Is he like a homosexual or what?
Just queer, it's a spectrum. LGBTQIA plus.
Okay. I think I've heard from what I've seen, the footage I've seen, I've had like many years of watching SpongeBob, right? He's gone very, how do you say, touchy with Squidward.
Whoa, really?
A lot of moments, yeah.
Wow,
And,
dude, I wish Mikey were here. He would know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, for sure. Not even like a one-off thing. It's like multiple.
Yeah.
Like a recurring thing is like a thing between. So I don't know. I'm leaning towards this being a Jack theory, Jack original theory.
That's just a theory.
Only because, I mean, you cited the evidence of his queerness with just him being like, him with Patrick being a thing. And I think if he was, it would definitely be with Squidward, because that's where a lot of the evidence has been pointing towards.
Don't they hate each other?
Yeah, it's like a.
Doesn't Squidward hate SpongeBob and Patrick? That's kind of his character.
Yeah,
trait.
although to be fair, do you mean like SpongeBob's attracted to Squidward, or that he him and Squidward are a couple behind the scenes or something.
No, like SpongeBob has attraction for Squidward.
Oh yeah, I know. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
How he behaves around him.
I feel like
a lot
that's
of the
true.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I feel personally.
You ever see
but-
the episode SpongeBob Boating Buddies? You ever see that episode?
No, but that rings a bell.
It was
Boating Buddies?
that one was basically just confirmation that's like okay. I know I don't think it's confirmed in terms of the, no one on the show's ever said it, but
It's basically.
yeah, but it's like he was. The behavior he commits against Squidward in that episode, it cannot be explained any other way besides he's gay for Squidward.
Wait, what were they doing that episode
Well,
again?
to not go like too deep into it, Squidward ended up in boating school. He lost his license, and SpongeBob, he demands he sits next to Squidward, and he draws like a picture on the chalkboard of like Squidward and SpongeBob boating buddies forever, and it's like hearts and stuff. And there's this really weird scene where he is like breathing really creepily and just staring at Squidward. And I know it's supposed to be a joke, but
Wow.
he's clearly gay for Squidward in that episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that reminds me of another piece of evidence I'd like to cite of SpongeBob and Squidward being a thing. There's this one scene I vividly remember. SpongeBob just grabs Squidward's, brings him close. He's like, "We're like brothers."
I know exactly what you're talking about. They have the
Only
same heart.
closer. And then he
Yeah.
just lifts up his shirt and licks him from like his whole torso, and that's.
I don't think you
something
licked
No, he
him,
doesn't
but-
lick it. You're confusing two separate scenes together. There's a scene where he goes only closer and he lifts Squidward's shirt and they have the same heart beating. But then there's
Really?
another scene where he licks like Squidward's arm or something. And I think you saw an edit where they spliced those two together because that is a meme.
There was an episode where he licked Squidward.
Maybe
yeah.
Oh, I never saw that one, but
Yeah, where he like no, it's like a popsicle or something.
Maybe I'm
I've seen that.
mashing the both.
Oh, that
of
was the
them
one where
together.
Patrick was looking for the guy who threw the peanut at the clam. He's like, I'm so close to him. Something's Mister. I can taste.
Yeah, then he licked. Anyway.
But
Let's get to the last one.
So we both agree
boys.
that's the theory, but it's not confirmed.
I was leaning toward that being a Jack theory, just because
Yeah.
it said Patrick
This
instead
might
of
be a
Squidward.
divergent.
All right,
Maybe
well.
I don't know.
So you guys aren't
Let's hear
agreed.
the
Let me
last
just say
theory.
right now, though, okay, I see your logic, but Jack, if that's what it is, it's like, oh yeah, that was I made that up because it's actually Squidward, not Patrick. Then that was a freaking dick move, man.
Well, you know
Alright.
me. I'm trying to win here.
All right, well, let's hear the
The
final.
last one. I call this one SpongeBob Dry Brain.
All right,
Okay.
okay.
Dry brain.
Basically, this is the SpongeBob dehydration conspiracy theory. Basically, people posit online that in the original SpongeBob SquarePants movie, the 2004 one, best one by the way,
Yep.
Yeah.
Only good one.
it suggests that SpongeBob suffered from severe dehydration, so bad. Because you remember the scene at the end where
Yeah.
he's in like the
Him and Patrick are
Well, it
like
wasn't
on the
the
little
end. I mean,
table.
it's not like
it
how
was
it
towards the
ended.
end,
Yeah.
and he like almost dies. Basically, this theory posits that SpongeBob's dehydration during that point essentially gave him brain damage and is the reason why he's way more stupid and childlike from that point on in terms
Yeah.
of the SpongeBob universe. Like you think back in the 90s ones or whatever, the early
Yeah.
first season, he's quite, he's a lot more
Yeah.
there.
He gets a lot dumber in the new season.
It's-
Yeah, and so basically this
It's
theory
more like
suggests
a sitcom kind of show with just like characters under the sea.
Yeah.
And after it was just like goofy, silly.
Yeah,
gags.
it's really. I mean, Patrick was always dumb, but I don't think SpongeBob was even supposed to be dumb in the early seasons. But he became just like a complete moron later on.
Yeah,
I don't know
and
what
so
that
they
was.
were- they
he was
both-
just like socially awkward. That was his whole thing. But
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
also goofy as hell on.
They
top
were
of
they were,
that.
they were both essentially so severely dehydrated that IQ loss and cognitive decline. It led to that dehydration scene. That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
You know, and they mention specific like aspects of the characters now that are kind of because of this. That's the last one, guys. What do you think?
That's a really good one.
I think you made that up, just because I can see that being a theory, but I know I've heard the other two before, and frankly, it makes sense, but I've never heard that one before. So
Okay.
yeah, I think you made that one up. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think, yeah, this could be the theory that is not confirmed yet. Because, I mean, I personally haven't heard it before, but I definitely see that he did get stupider after.
I mean, I'll say there's no way it's real, like that it's being, because that would mean the creators of SpongeBob saying, yeah, we made him dumber as the show went on, like as a artful commentary thing. So it's obviously not real, but it could be the
Yeah.
theory that actually
Obviously.
exists.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not the confirmed one.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So I'll say the first. What was the first theory again?
So yeah, to recap, we had the
Yeah.
first. Theory.
I'll just say now. I'm ready. I am gonna lock in my answers, but
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first theory, nuclear bikini. We got the bikini atoll theory, where that's where the
That's
whole show takes place. We have the SpongeBob is queer theory, the Yas Sponge theory. You know, where SpongeBob was gay, and then this last one here, or sorry, SpongeBob was queer, and then this last one here, SpongeBob dry brain.
well, let me just say while we're thinking about it, why is the one about him being queer gas sponge?
Because
Yeah,
it's
I was
it's gay pride. It's LGBTQ.
I get it. You're saying all gay people talk like that?
No,
That's what you're saying.
is that
no,
what you're
but-
saying, Jack?
all
you're
the gay people.
Cancel
in my life
Jack. He's off the
be
show.
talking like that.
I'm the new
gone,
co-host.
I'm gone.
Yeah. We're gonna find another. We're gonna find another.
That is not.
Wine drinking guy who floats up towards pies on windowsills to take his job.
Have you ever seen RuPaul's Drag Race? Watch 10 seconds
a
of
little
it.
bit.
You're gonna hear a yes,
Okay.
guaranteed.
So you're saying all gay people talk?
No, that just it's a big thing in the community. Bro.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll
What
take
a
your word.
scene.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. You know. Okay.
I love how we just had a full segment on JD Vance's New York plunge, and then I say yes, sponge, and it's Jack, get off.
That was
off the
but that was
air.
pretty
Yeah.
offensive too. The JD Vance thing, and I didn't make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, okay.
I didn't make
All
that
right.
song.
Yeah.
We didn't make that song. I'm
This is the first
different
time I heard
Josh.
it.
I'm against that song too.
Different Josh.
Yeah, Josh never heard that song before.
All right, so lock in
No.
your answers, boys. What do you got?
All right. Well, just to reiterate, because I locked in my answer a little bit earlier, but just to reiterate, the first one is real. The second one, the gay SpongeBob one, is a theory, and then that last one you made up. And I'm pretty confident about it too. I think it was actually pretty easy. You know.
All right.
I mean, no offense,
Josh?
but you know.
All right, and I'm gonna go a little different here from Josiah. I think the first one is true, right? The confirmed theory, but the second one, I think that might be the one that Jack made up. I mean, there's a lot of evidence for him being queer, but just the fact that you cited Patrick as your evidence instead of Squidward, that really threw me off. I don't know. I can't.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, also not to put like all our eggs in one basket, you know. What if we both choose everything the same and we're both wrong, you know? So on the off chance that you did put Patrick in there as a red herring, I'm gonna say that was the theory you made up.
Okay.
And the last one about what was it again?
The SpongeBob dry brain.
Yeah, the dry brain.
Dehydration theory.
The dehydration. Yeah, I'd say that one is the theory that is not confirmed. That's just up in the air.
I mean, I will say the thing is, if I got all of them wrong, which I doubt, but if I did, well, this is your last chance to get me on like if you get them all wrong, you're punished because this isn't the last Conspira3 game, but the next one after that there are no more shows. So you don't get the show.
Yeah.
So all right, so Jack, we've locked in our answers. You ready to
Drum
tell
roll,
us?
please, baby.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
I have beat both of
What?
you. Dude. This
What?
hasn't happened in a long time.
No chance.
Bro.
Not
what?
completely, but both of you didn't get it right. You guys both lost.
Wait.
Yeah.
Bro, how
what
is
was
that
the
even?
score?
So essentially, you guys switched up, but you only lost you got one answer wrong. For
Is
each.
the first one?
No, so here's what goes down. The very
Okay,
first one,
alright.
the nuclear bikini atoll one, that is a conspiracy theory that is not confirmed. It's a real theory. People think, and the creators have never really talked about it, but that's like been the theory, right? The second one, SpongeBob is queer.
That's the
Josiah.
true
You were
one.
thinking in the lens of gay, like SpongeBob gay, homosexual. You kept mentioning that in your thoughts. You had to expand your reach. It is confirmed SpongeBob is asexual, which is queer. And Steven Hilberg has even said this because he's a sponge. He's asexual.
Okay.
Sponges produce asexual.
That's perfect.
Well, he's
pretty
dead,
sure,
so what does
yeah.
he know?
So that's where you got the wrong one, and then the last one I just completely made up, and it's actually my own headcanon. I like to think that after the movie, that's
okay.
why they're done.
Well,
So
That's
Okay,
like
to
a
be
really good theory, though. That sounds really.
I'm glad I
well, to
Dude,
be
I'm
fair,
spreading that
used it.
news now.
okay, to be fair though, I mean, okay, I'll take the L on that, but it's like at the same time,
and Nickelodeon. The thing you mentioned completely real. They confirmed it too during Pride Month.
yeah, but didn't they walk that back? Didn't they say like, never? That's all we meant. Or something like that?
No, he's asexual. I believe, like in canon.
Yeah, it's
'Cause he's a sponge.
sponge.
Damn.
Okay, well,
I should have known.
all right, well,
Wow, I wish Mikey was
I'll put it this
here.
way.
If he was
Okay,
here.
whatever.
We'll
I'll
do it with him on Friday.
I accept that, but at the same, I accept that. Well, there's nothing to accept, but I accept that. But at the same time, I'm just glad if you would use actually he's gay for Squidward, then that would have been okay. Nah, bro,
That
I'm
would've
not
been way
taking
more
the L on that.
convincing.
Yeah,
Well,
that would have been a
you
complete.
did get the last one right.
Yeah.
That was the one I made up. You didn't.
Okay.
But you got the first one right.
No, didn't we agree on the first one?
No, we agreed on the first one.
Oh,
Because-
then you both got the second one wrong. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, what's
Well,
up?
okay,
No, neither of
I
you
know-
said the second one was confirmed. You only ever said it was a theory or I made it up. Yours was a theory and
Yeah, I
yours was
said you
made
made it up.
So that's the one that really got you guys.
Damn. So you're like 0 for 3 on all of them.
No.
Well, I got one.
You got one right.
And then I guess you got
Josh, you got one right.
Wait, which one did you get right again?
the
Last one.
yeah.
You got the first one right. And that it was just a theory.
I'm kind of interested though. Has anyone thought of that theory about SpongeBob having brain damage?
Yeah, the dry
SpongeBob
brain.
I'm curious because that's something
Brain
that I just came up with
damage.
on my own.
That's really good, dude. That's
in the movie. I don't. That's,
You know why it's so outlandish? Is because dehydration doesn't really
let me
do
ask
brain
ChatGPT.
damage. It just kills you.
Are there?
Like there's no.
I mean,
it's
doesn't
very
it
rare
kill, like,
for it
your
to cause brain
brain
damage.
cells.
Did
and stuff like that?
SpongeBob
It can. It can shrink
get
your brain.
brain damage in the first
Damn, I should
when
know better. I'm a
he
nurse.
dried
Yeah, you
up.
should.
But hey, I'm only a freshman. We
in
haven't even
shell.
gotten into like anatomy yet, so
I don't think
cut me some
dehydrate.
slack.
I don't think brain damage and IQ loss is
Wow,
a big thing.
I
with
just asked one
dehydration.
question. They hold with a freaking whole thesis paper about if he did or not. I like how it begins with good question. In the SpongeBob SquarePants movie 2004, SpongeBob and Patrick dry up in Shell City, appearing lifeless until their tears rehydrate. But did SpongeBob suffer brain damage from this? And probably not. Nope, he's as goofy as ever. Well, actually, he's goofier than he was before.
He's a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask.
more childlike.
Why did he get so much dumber in the new seasons? Did he?
It's just writing.
He gets
Disney
so
bought
much
it.
dumber in
dude,
the.
did Disney buy Nickelodeon?
Or whatever.
Oh no, they didn't buy Nickelodeon.
Okay.
They bought Fox,
Oh.
so The Simpsons and stuff. Great question. SpongeBob definitely got dumber as the series went on.
Yeah, because he got.
Oh yeah, but they gave like the actual reasons why, which is like,
And the thing that I was doing when I was researching
movie
this
decline.
is that
Yeah.
it was like it told me that's usually not what happens at all with dehydration, but it can happen very rarely. Like if you recover from it, then you can have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
severe
think that's a
brain
real
damage
thing.
and
I've heard it.
IQ loss.
I thought that was a real thing. Yeah.
But it told me it just kills you really.
Dude, let's just
Yeah.
say this was the one instance where it happened. It happened to SpongeBob.
That's what I'm
when
saying,
he,
and Patrick.
Well, to be fair, I think SpongeBob actually got brain damage from that one time he tried erotic self-asphyxiation. But besides that,
Oh, wow. Yeah, that episode was crazy.
yeah, when the police came in and they thought he was
loved it.
dead, and he had the porn on the monitor over there, and he looked like he tried to hang himself. It was really.
Oh my gosh.
That's what that is, bro.
You talk.
Whoa.
You don't know what? Okay, I don't have the term right, but you know that like how people for like sexual pleasure when they
Yeah, I know
hang
it's a
the-
fetish, but is it okay to talk about this?
I don't know.
It's pretty.
I'm not using.
It's a script.
I'm not saying like literally what they're doing. Well, okay, I guess I kind of am, but I didn't mention what they're doing. Down below the waistline. That's really the part that'll get me.
This is the punk
ticked off.
rock aspect that I'm trying to.
Wait.
tone
Yeah.
down.
What you just described sound like the guy
The what?
from the drive-through. You remember
Oh
that from a
no!
while back?
Oh yeah.
Ghost of the Goon.
Yeah.
Goes to the-
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that, except you have you're hanging yourself while you're
Oh
doing
my
it and trying
gosh,
to.
Josiah.
That's the thing where if you deprive yourself of oxygen, it can be like a turn on for some people.
Yeah, it's asphyxiation.
Yeah, I don't, and I've never tried it, but if times get bad enough, I don't know what'll happen. But I think sometimes people try it
does
who are
that
like who
imply?
don't care if they're gonna die anyway, so they figure they might as well try it. But yeah, so I don't know if we can find a guy who's like that, then whatever. But anyway, good job, Jack, and
Wow,
fooling
I
us
haven't won in a long time.
on a technicality, but no, well, I guess it's not a technicality. But I swear to God, I thought they confirmed the first one, but whatever.